In yesterday's episode, I said that I feel quite comfortable and confident accepting any lunch, dinner, or party invitation. But how and why do I feel that way? Over the last 4 months, I've changed my habits and my lifestyle. I've changed what I eat and how I eat. And as a result of that, my metabolism has stabilized, has come into normal range, and has become quite resilient. So I'm not afraid of eating out or eating in social settings. Here's how I handle it. First, I maintain and protect my sleep. That has nothing to do with a lunch or a dinner per se, but it creates the conditions that my body needs to be able to consume restaurant food or party food without spiking my blood sugar. I also walk after most meals. And so I might not be able to walk immediately after restaurant lunch or dinner, but if I walked during the day, then that also helps set up the conditions where I can accept these kinds of invitations without worry. Before I arrive to the party or to the lunch or dinner, if I'm worried about it, I'll bring some nuts and maybe a slice of cheese, and I'll have that before sitting down. That lets my system know that food is coming, and also calms any hunger that may have sort of accumulated during the morning or during the afternoon, so that when I order from the menu, I'm not doing it from a place of being really hungry. The next thing I do is when I order, I consider the composition of the dish. And what I mean by that is I look for things that have a clear protein component. That would include chicken, fish, meat, eggs. Those are the primary sources of protein in my diet. Nuts as well, but don't usually order nuts at a restaurant. And then when the food comes, the first few bites, the first 2-3 bites are protein, fat, fiber. Any carbs that are on my plate, I consume later in the meal. And this is part of how I've been eating for the last 4 months, and it's been working. So it seems, or at least it seemed to me, rather odd and unbelievable that having a few bites of protein at the beginning of the meal is better for my metabolism than eating the French fries, for example. And I will say French fries are a special treat. I've only had them maybe 2 or 3 times since I started this metabolic reset. But that is essentially how it works. And I've learned from past mistakes where I ordered, for example, a dish at the restaurant that I thought was going to be very healthy, but when I was done with the meal and consulted ChatGPT, I realized that was not a great choice for me because it was a little too light. It really didn't satisfy my hunger completely. And so live and learn. And I did learn, because I was at lunch last week and the menu was full of, fried things and burgers and sandwiches. But I spotted a romaine lettuce salad with blackened steak tips. And so that's what I ordered. And from a metabolic perspective, in terms of supporting what I'm trying to maintain here in my body, it was the perfect choice because I was able to start with the steak, which is my protein, and then move to the salad and the dressing. Granted, my meals at home that I prepare are more varied and more luxurious than this steak salad. But once it was in front of me, I knew exactly what to do. And I was actually surprised that that lunch kept me satisfied and kept me from thinking about food all afternoon until dinner time. And so, protecting my sleep, walking after meals, sequencing the order in which I eat my meals, protein, fats, and fibers first, carbs towards the later part of the meal. All of this together provides me with a system that allows me to accept social eating invitations without fear, with confidence, and without jeopardizing my metabolic health. And if someone were to ask me today, Gerard, what is the one thing that I could do to improve my metabolic health? My answer would be walk 10 minutes after every meal. Try it for a week or 2 weeks and see how you feel.